all begins for me as a composer, which is writing themes. When I think about themes, melodies are the part of music that sticks with me, right? And when I'm writing themes for a project, I think about the themes that have stuck with me the longest. What is it about them that resonates with us? In the first two notes of any theme, I want you to be able to start to piece together what theme it is. So that means every theme has a different opening first two notes. Let me give you an example. I'm going to get a little nerdy here, guys. I'm really sorry. Yeah. I cannot help it. That's called a perfect fourth. And to me, it's a very common interval, but there's something very like stout to that interval, that shape. So in the Rings of Power, if you hear a featured interval that starts off this way, it's probably going to go... This is Galadriel's theme. So I'm going to play Galadriel's theme. Listen to how that is framed and how often you hear it. sound there. Very unusual sound there. Okay, we found our footing a little bit, but then immediately, suspension. This chord, my favorite. Oh, thank God. Oh no, wait, hang on. Suspension again. Film themes for ear training, for you to learn intervals. So that's where it's Superman is perfect fifth, Jaws is the minor second. And I kept waiting, going, all right, what's the major seven? What's it going to be? And then my teacher said, there's no theme in film or TV that starts with a major seven. So you just have to actually learn that one. And I remember thinking, challenge accepted. I can do this. I can do this. So there was this character called the Stranger, who's very mysterious. We don't know if he's good or bad. He doesn't know if he's good or bad. And I kept thinking, like, well, that would be awesome if I could have this horrific interval make sense. How can I make it make sense? The first one is essentially the theme for the rings of power themselves. There's this interval, I love it, it's called the tritone. This interval's not in the melody, it's in the bass line. Now listen to how the melody comes in. You're going to hear that perfect fifth, but it moves down. And the chords are just obviously really weird. I did write this with lyrics in mind, so forgive me. I'm going to sing it just so you know what the lyrics are. But I'm not feeling Apple. Antagonist? Protagonist now? I don't even know anymore. Anyway, he's the bad guy, you guys. So with his theme, I wanted to write something that felt very conflicted and sinister. So I came up with this shape. Now you can tell right away, it's a minor third moving down, minor third getting us back up. Very hard to tell what key we're in. We don't know where we are. It's very dissonant. The other thing I liked about it is it forms a ring. There's a circle there. Then it formed another one around this note. And again. Then again. Then again. So I like the idea that it's smaller, it's moving down, it's got this circular construction that's so different than all the other themes of the show. Even the motor that drives his theme is built from all these jagged little circles. So I thought, what if I change one note? Just by a half step. One of these notes tweaks. This one. Alright. I can work with that. Thank you. So you can kind of see how all these pieces are coming together, right? Like I'm staring at a blank page, and I got to come up with these stereo. Hello, hello. Got to come up with these melodies that you can identify quickly. And then here it gets much more interesting. I was going to say complicated. Up until this point, it has been a pentatonic folk song. This could be any British or American folk song until now. Those chords are very unusual. And then it just recycles back. And then there's a chorus you didn't hear. I was able to communicate, I think, a certain wisdom and longing in there that I always felt in the character.
So great. Things get a little sinister there at the end.
What's that?
Things get a little sinister there at the end.
Yeah, a little bit there. Is that there's this scene in the beginning, right, where you come into Numenor and it's beautiful. As season 1 goes on, you hear it a few more times, but in season 2, I really start to dirty it up. Talking about modes, it becomes more minor, and my intention was always that it evolve. I mean, you call it the Numenor theme, but we really get a civil war in Numenor in the second season. It's this rupture that happens, and it becomes the theme for what are the Kingsmen.
So I think that the thing I really delighted in, and made me a little sad too, is like it's so beautiful in the first season, but it really becomes less beautiful over time until ultimately I don't think you'll ever hear it. I think it's very possible in the chronology of the show you have heard it in those major chords for the last time.
One more, last one in the back.
Going into the show for season 1, did you set up any rules for yourself? Things that you knew you didn't want to do, or that you did on other projects in the past that you didn't want to repeat?
You know, I didn't want to screw it up. I mean, other than that, no, I trusted my instincts. I mean, I was like, I trusted myself that I wouldn't do anything outlandish or ridiculous. And then in season 2, I brought a death